Hey everybody, it's Chris with Out West with Chris, and today I'm here with a little fishing tip for you. When it comes to fishing, something that's often overlooked but really important is the knots that you use. I know that if you've been fishing for a long time, this is all old news. So, watch, maybe this isn't the knot you use, but it's a pretty popular knot. The knot that I want to talk to you about today is the Palomar knot. I use a few main knots when I'm fishing, especially when I'm fishing for bass. I use basically 2 knots. I use a snell knot in very limited situations when I'm tying onto a hook for punching, and I use the Palomar. So if I am tying pretty much any type of line onto any lure, I'm using a Palomar knot. 9 times out of 10, actually 99 times out of 100, I'm going to be using a Palomar knot. My reasoning for this is it's quick, it's fast. When you get it down, you can tie a knot really quickly. If you've been fishing on a winter day and your hands are really cold, it's a knot that you can tie really easily in cold weather. It's also a knot that's super strong. When it's tied correctly, you can retain 100% of line strength at the knot point. Usually when you're tying a knot, that's going to end up being the weakest part of the whole system, okay, is the knot. Well, if you tie a Palomar correctly, it can retain 100% of the line's strength. So how do you tie a Palomar knot? Like I said before, it's super simple, it's really easy. I'm going to show you right now. To make it easier to see, I'm going to use this eye bolt to simulate a lure, the eyelet on a lure, and I'm going to use this red yarn. Before tying any knot, the section of the line that you're going to use to tie the knot, you want to inspect it. You want to make sure it's strong. If it's frayed at all, or if it's kinked or anything like that, just go ahead and cut it off. You don't want that section of your line to get into your knot. What we're going to do is we're going to take our eyelet. There's 2 ways you can go about doing this. One is to take a loop and pass it through the eyelet. That's pretty easy to do depending on how big the eyelet is. The other option is to take the end, pass it through the eye, whoop, and then you're going to pass it back through the eye to create your loop. So here you are, you're left with the loop. That's not enough of a loop for me. One thing you want to keep in mind is you need enough of a loop when you're done with this first part of the knot to pass it around the entire lure, okay? So I'm going to get a little bit more line. That's pretty easy to do, just pull it out. So the next step, once you're at this point, is to take the loop, bring it up to your fingers, okay? And then you're going to pass it around this section of line and through that circle. You're going to pull it a little bit to get enough of a loop to pass it around the lure. You're going to go around the lure, and then from here it's just a matter of tightening the knot. So you're going to pull on it to the point where it is tight, okay? You're going to want to pull on both ends, the tag end and the line end. And as you can see, I'm left with quite a bit of tag. So that's one thing about this knot, is you do have a lot of tag. From here, you trim off your tag. You want to make sure not to cut your knot, of course. And you are left with a very strong connection to your lure. Before I tie the knot close up, I just want to show you how quickly you can tie this knot. And I'm not trying to set any Guinness Book of World Records or anything like that, but if you know what the Guinness Book of World Records is for tying a Palomar knot, and if I just, smash that record, call up the folks at Guinness Book of World Records and let them know that Out West with Chris just tied the world's fastest Palomar knot. So this is the close-up view of how to tie the Palomar. Through the eyelet, back through the eyelet, get enough of a loop to work with, bring it up to your finger and pass it around and into the circle. I hope you can see that well. Sorry for the out of focusness. Once you're there, bring it all the way around your lure and then pull it tight. From there, trim off your tag and trim that super tight. You know, a little bit of a tag isn't going to kill you. I like mine pretty tight. Scissors work good for that, nail clippers, that type of thing. Being able to tie a knot quickly and get back to fishing is awesome. So learn this knot, get it down, and you'll appreciate it. I do have to give credit where credit is due. When I first started fishing with Tom, the Barefoot Fisherman, he asked me, well, what kind of knot are you using? And I told him, well, you know, I think it's like a fisherman's knot, or whatever it was, I can't remember. And he goes, dude, you gotta use the Palomar knot. And he showed me how to tie it. So, Tom, you're the man, thanks. All right, folks, like I said before, this is a great knot. Learn it, know it. If you haven't started using it, start using it on your next fishing trip. If you found this video helpful, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe. And as always, thanks for getting out west with Chris.